Hello quilters! My name is Judith and this video is for you who wants to learn free motion quilting for the first time. This is part 2 of the complete beginner series where you will learn 4 more designs out of 5 patterns that I picked for beginners. In the part 1 of this video, I talk about how to prepare the quilt sandwich, how to set up the sewing machine, and how to troubleshoot stitch problems. If you haven't watched it yet, please check the description of this video for the link. For the second pattern, which is the ribbon candy curves, you could see here that I am tracing the pattern on a worksheet to familiarize with the movement of the pattern. This is an important step before free motion quilting, which would help us develop muscle memory and fine motor skills. So please don't skip this process. And just like the sine wave pattern, I made 2 parallel lines to set the height of this design. The movement of the pattern is also unidirectional, from left going to the right. And the teardrop curves are achieved by slanting the lines instead of straight lines. And what's challenging about this pattern is how to achieve consistent curves on each teardrop shape. But I found it easier to quilt them first in smaller scale by making them lean instead of fuller curves. And since this is a repetitive pattern, it is also easier to develop the muscle memory while quilting. And when I'm doing free motion quilting, I try not to overthink it, like my curves might not be perfect. But instead, I just let it flow naturally. I also don't mind if the lines sometimes overlapped, and I just continue until the end, and somehow it still looks great. So now let's check the stitches and final look of our ribbon candy curves. As As you could see here, I transitioned from sine waves into ribbon candy. The movement of the pattern is the same, but we slanted the straight lines, making it into the ribbon candy curves. And you could see that my curves are not at all perfect, but they improve while I was quilting. And so far the stitches looks great on both top and bottom. And if I continue quilting this pattern, for sure my curves will improve and I will be more consistent. Okay, so let's move to the third pattern, which is wishbones. It's a very popular design as well that you could find normally on quilt borders. And it follows a single path by making loops as it progresses to form the wishbones. Alright, so let's see the final result of our wishbones. I transitioned from linear loops into fuller loops, and you could see the result in here. And so far, I just love the way they looks. And the fourth pattern that I would like to introduce is loops. Loop is a very easy yet versatile pattern that can be combined with other all-over design to add softness to the quilt. And although you'll find them quilted in meandering style most of the time, here I want you to try this first in unidirectional movement so you could just focus on making loop. And you can also create so many variations out of this by playing around with spacing and sizing. And again, don't forget to practice on paper to get better results. Alright, so after we learn loops, I believe it's very easy to transition to pebbles as we are already used to the circular movements. And pebbles is a very versatile pattern that is often combined with other designs or quilted alone as a single design. And it uses a technique called traveling to help the quilter move around the area to fill the entire space. Here, I'm drawing the pebbles in straight line to show you how I travel from one side of the circle or pebble by stitching again or drawing again on top of a stitched half circle. Alright, so these are the 5 designs that I highly recommend to you if you're just starting out free motion quilting. In the part 1 of this video, we started with sine waves, where we learn how to move vertically and horizontally. Then, we proceed to slanting those lines to make into ribbon candy curves. We also learn how to make loops through wishbones and loops. And finally, we learn how to do circular movements through pebbles. Okay, so I hope you understand now why I chose this pattern as my foundation designs for free motion quilting. And I do hope that you will try this on your own and see for yourself how you improve by using just 5 designs. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end, and I hope you learned something today. And if you find this helpful, please share this with a quilting friend. And if you have questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. And by the way, if you want to support me, please like and share and subscribe to this channel for more free motion quilting. Again, this is Judith of JDreamQuilts and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!